interested parties are present, and so the deputy could please get our jurors. All right, we'll go back on the record in the case People versus Brandon Martin. That's RIF 1506112. The record should reflect that Mr. Martin is present with both counsel. The people are present, and all members of our deliberating jury are present. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
I understand that the jury has reached a verdict, and our foreperson is still juror number 8. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, ma'am, if you would please give the verdict forms to the deputy. All right, we'll direct it, Madam Clerk. Please read the verdict.
Superior Court of California, County of Riverside, the people of the state of California versus Brandon Willie Martin, case number RIF 1506112. Verdict: we, the jury in the above entitled action, ask the defendant, Brandon Willie Martin, fix the penalty under counts 1, 2, and 3 of the amended information as life imprisonment without the possibility of parole for the murders of Barry Swanson, Michael Lee Martin, and Ricky Lee Anderson. Dated November 19, 2020, signed by juror number 8, foreperson. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, is this your verdict?
Yes.
Does either side wish the jury to be poll people?
No, thank you.
Defense?
No.
Both sides stipulate that the verdict may be reported as read.
Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, obviously your service is now concluded. I have just a few parting comments, and then I have one final instruction to read as well. First off, the admonition that I've given to you each and every time that we've broken is lifted, meaning that you're now free to talk about the case with anyone you like, wherever you like, or with no one. I tell you that not just to lift the admonition, but also to remind you, as I indicated at the outset of the trial, at the conclusion of the case, lawyers often do like to speak to jurors to find out why they came to the decision that they did. And so if you'd like to talk to the lawyers, they will be made available to you just after we break. And I'm not sure, Deputy, do you want them to go back to 45? Or the hallway? Oh. So just in the hallway, if you want to wait outside, the lawyers will be out in just a moment or two after I excuse you. You're not compelled to stay. You don't have to stay and talk to them. It's entirely up to you. But I know that when I was practicing law, I certainly did find it instructive and helpful to talk to jurors when the case was over, to find out for future cases how I could better perform in my abilities. And so speaking with the lawyers, I think is helpful. But if you don't wish to stay and speak with them, you don't have to. Whether you choose to stay and speak with them or not, we do ask that you stop by the second floor jury assembly room after you leave our courtroom to go downstairs and hand your badges in. We do recycle them. They'll also check you off the list as having done your service. In a moment, I'm going to be making an order that all of your personal juror identifying information will be sealed and redacted from the record. That's for your privacy protection. If anyone wanted to contact you now that the case is over, in order to do so through the court, they would petition the court to seek the release of your information. And please know that you have a right to object to the dissemination of your information. You would be notified first by us, and you could let us know that you wish to speak with them or not speak with them. It's entirely up to you. If you brought your notebooks in with you, you can leave them on your seats. If not, and left them in Department 45, that's fine. Rest assured that anything that may have been written in those notebooks will be torn out and destroyed. Finally, before I read the last instruction, I do want to express my thanks for your service. I know all of you received a letter and then also a certificate that was on your seats when you came in. But I don't think in these times that's quite enough. I always thank jurors who come in on each and every case that I have because we certainly all understand that if not for us summoning you here, you would be going about your regular daily life at work, at home, or whatever that might be. But especially now, during our times that we are going through with COVID, we understand even more how significant and important it is, not just that we get our trials done so that justice can still be served, but in addition to that, that we have members of the community, such as yourselves, that are willing to serve. And then on top of that, to come into a trial such as this, with obviously what was at stake, and in addition, the length of the trial, know that it was an inconvenience for you. But as I mentioned at the outset of the trial, jury trials are one of the cornerstones of our justice system, and unless we have persons like yourself willing to serve, we cannot function. And so I don't just thank you on my behalf and on the lawyers' behalf, but also on behalf of the many men and women that work very hard in this justice system to ensure that justice is served each and every day. Your presence here and your willingness to serve has certainly helped us to be able to obviously handle another case and go through our jury process. So I do want to thank you immensely for your willingness to be here during these trying times. All right, I have one final instruction to read, and then I will let you go. I will also mention to you, we knew there was going to be a sentencing of some sort in this case as a result of the guilt phase of the trial. And so if any of you wish to listen to the final sentencing of the case, the sentencing will be on January 29th in the morning. I can't tell you exactly what time. It will depend upon when the lawyers get here and other matters that may be on in this department. But January 29th will be the sentencing. So if you wish to listen, you can go on live stream on that date and listen to what's going on here in the court. And so I just wanted to let you know that in the event that you are interested. All right, you have now completed your jury service in this case. On behalf of all the judges of the court, please accept my thanks for your time and effort. Now that the case is over, you may choose whether or not to discuss the case in your deliberations with anyone. I would remind you that under California law, you must wait at least 90 days before negotiating or agreeing to accept any payment for information about this case. Let me tell you about some of the rules the law puts into place for your convenience and protection. The lawyers in this case and their representatives may now talk to you about the case, including your deliberations or verdict. Those discussions must occur at a reasonable time and place and only with your consent. Please immediately report any unreasonable contact made without your consent. Anyone who violates these rules would violate a court order and may be fined. I now order that the court's record of personal juror identifying information, including names, addresses, and telephone numbers, be sealed until further order of the court. If in the future the court is asked to decide whether this information will be released, notice will be sent to any juror whose information is involved. You may oppose the release of this information and ask that any hearing on the release be closed to the public. The court will decide whether and under what, if any, conditions that information may be released. Again, I wanted to thank you for your service, and if you wish to talk to the lawyers, they'll be out in a moment. Don't forget to stop by the second floor jury assembly room. You're now excused. All right, our deliberating jurors have left the court. We've already selected January 29th as a sentencing date. We'll refer the matter to the Riverside County Probation Department for a pre-sentence report investigation, returnable on or before January the 29th. The previous order is still in full force and effect, no bail. Is there anything further that we need to discuss?
Yes, we'd ask that the probation officer not interview Mr. Martin.
All right, Madam Clerk, if you could make a note that other than statistical information, the probation officer is not to contact or speak with Mr. Martin about the facts and circumstances of the case. All right, anything further?
No, thank you.
Thank you.
No.
All right, thank you. We'll see you on the 29th, if not before.
All right. Thank you. Have a nice holiday, everyone.
Too.